Alright, I think it's time I did a video about my bike. What it is, what I've done to it, and what I carry. So first of all, I will show you the luggage on the bike. Then I'll remove the luggage, take it into my room. Then I'll show you the bike, and then I'll show you what's in my luggage. So let's look at the luggage. First off, my tank bag. It's a giant loop Diablo, I think is what it's called. It's like your glove box in your car. Everything, quick access, glasses. I do my charging in here, sunscreen. I've got one tool that does a lot of stuff and a multi-tool and tire gauge. So it's about I think 4 litres capacity, 8 litres capacity. It's not waterproof. There's a bag inside that you put your stuff in to make it waterproof, so it's not ideal. Because it has a zip, it's not waterproof. All the materials are waterproof, pretty well made. Everything from Giant Loop's well made, but bloody hell are they expensive. That's probably $400 worth of tank bag there. And to get to the gas tank, and one of the reasons I like it, bang. This gas tank cap breathes itself. Otherwise you need a little tube that comes out of here so that the tank breathes, and that's what's good about this bag. It has an indentation at the front there so that a little tube can come flying out. Zip it around like that and it's off, and you've just got this harness sitting here, which I will zip off now too. Undo 3 straps and that comes off with the tank bag. Next bag is this Enduristan dry bag. I think it's 8 litres. Basically I just use this for layers coming off and on while I'm riding. It's just secured on 4 buckles, and because it's got no zip, it's a roll top, it's waterproof, completely waterproof. And bang, that one's off. The next one to go is this dry bag, another roll top bag. It is a MT40L. Find these on eBay, very cheap. I think it's 40 or 50 bucks, but a brilliant bag for the price. I use ratchet straps. A lot of people think ratchet straps are stupid. That's because they've never used them. Ratchet straps are the bomb. When you ride off-road, half an hour down the track, check it and tighten it, but they're awesome. These 2 straps here hold my Enduristan bag on, and just 2 ratchet straps, and this puppy is off. So when I go into the hotel, that's all I take in. The rest stays on the bike. I have to take in that as well because it's attached on top, but that's all I take in. The rest stays on the bike. The next thing I carry is this 12 litre fuel bag. It's from Liquid Containments. I believe they make the best fuel bags. I haven't used it. I've used it once to collect some fuel to clean some air filters, but to carry fuel I haven't used it, and it's a little bit of a waste of space, but doesn't really get in the way. And lastly but not least, we have the saddle bags. I'm using Kriega OS 12s on a Kriega OS base. I've tried Giant Loop saddlebags. They're good, but you got a double bag and the pack's a little bit higher. I've tried Enduristan, but they broke. Really happy with Kriega. I think I used them to cross the Simpson. I have foot pegs were mounted here for a passenger. I've taken them out and just put a loop there, and that's how I hook them on. They hook on at the back here and down here at the foot peg, and that's all. I can get them off and on in minutes. And that is all my luggage, everything I carry. I do have a backpack which is a Krieger Trail 18, which is again bloody expensive but very good. There's all my stuff. I'll take that upstairs and I'll show you what's inside. Okay, so the first bag I'm going to show you is my Rolly dry bag, MT40L. Type that into eBay and you will find it. It's Chinese special, 40 or 50 bucks delivered, but I reckon it's awesome. Got recommended to me. 2 straps over the top here, 2 on the side, and the best thing about it is it has this really big mouth to roll up. Inside here, and it's got Velcro. This has been in there for the first time. This holds my tablet when I use it as a GPS. This is my sleeping bag, which I'm not camping, so it's good for emergencies only really, but I do use it a lot. And more importantly, in the pack it expands and keeps everything still. 1 winter sock, a hood for my puffy vest, some Insta360 accessories that I really haven't used. Haven't used that hood. A beanie, haven't used it. Shoes, obviously use it, and my glasses have been stuck down in my shoes. A tarp for emergencies. If I'm stuck out in the bush, I can build a shelter and with my sleeping bag be dry and warm, but also it doubles as a motorcycle cover. Pair of jeans. A dry bag, so I'll put my dirty laundry in here, or if I've got wet shorts from a swim or something, they can go in there. Thermal leggings, keep my legs warm. A pair of thongs, and I think that's it, apart from the 3 main bags. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's more stuff in the bottom here. A oiled air filter, a spare number plate in case I lose my current number plate. If you lose your number plate over here, you are stuffed. I'm supposed to have that on my bike as a part of my Carnet de Passage, but I've never put it on. Spare charging cable, never used it. Spare charger, never used it. Charger cap, and some stuff for those fancy handguards I've got. Probably never use that too. Bag empty. 3 main bags here. I'm going to go through this one first so that I can charge my camera should I run out. Eye patch for sleeping. Love that, use it all night. Various cables. A waterproof cover for my phone. My charger. This connects in here. So I've got a whole bunch of different countries. I've only used one. And I've got 3 slots for charging. Spare one of those, different country, different country, different country. This charges my little flashlight, which is in my tank bag. Another cable for charging. This is my Monimoto, a security device. I will plant this on my bike when I get to Greece, and if someone steals my bike, I can track them. Spare keys, battery power bank, hydrolights, headphones, some USB chargers for the bike, USB charger for the bike, and the piece de resistance, my 12 million lumen torch. Maybe it's 12,000. I got carried away with 12 million. 12,000. The Woburn X1 Falcon. It's my only security device. If someone comes at me, I can blind them. You cannot see me from the other side of this, and if they get too close, I can hit them with it because this thing is solid like a brick. That is it. I'm going to turn this off and charge my camera so it doesn't die. Actually, I'll keep going. This wall charger I got from JB Hi-Fi, does 150 different countries. It's awesome because it's USB-C to USB-C, which makes it fast charge 3 amp. Fast charge up anything, including this camera I'm doing now. And then two 2 amp USB, yeah. Next of those 3 bags, the 3 main bags, this one is just toiletries. Deodorant, toothpaste, shaving cream, shampoo, moisturizer, all that sort of crap. And my last bag, so I can open this so that I can get changed. Packing in the morning, if I've got those 3 bags packed, I'm halfway there. So clothes wise, a Kathmandu jumper. Now someone gave that to me for Christmas or something, I think, and I forgot who it was, so I better not say any names. Maybe it was Joe, maybe it was Min, I don't know. 1 pair of shorts, 1 of my t-shirts, Pier to Pub t-shirt, 1 pair of undies, I've got a total of 4, 2 pairs of socks here, got a total of 4, some tracksuit pants, a lightweight running t-shirt from, what is it, Adidas. This t-shirt, my favourite brother-in-law Randall, he gave me this for Christmas because he's a legend, and I keep this for good. That's for when I'm going fancy. My favourite niece Maggie, she also buys me t-shirts. That's why I love her, and I just hope when she's a famous singer on the world stage that she'll remember Uncle Lee. There's my other 2 pairs of undies and socks. Now that is everything I take into a hotel room. The rest, those side panniers, they don't come in and they actually never get opened. It's all spares. I will run through those next. Actually, 2 more bags I'll do before I move on. Enduristan roll top bag. Just clip, and as you can see, it rolls up, which makes it fully waterproof. Enduristan materials are fantastic. I have a small microfiber towel, which I will use to go and swim in the pool with my shorts. And I have a puffy jacket in here. This puffy jacket is designed with, I'll go through that a bit later. And there's nothing else in there, that's it. Next thing, my Krieger Trail 18 backpack, and my favourite cousin Renee bought me this to keep me safe. It's stayed there for months so far, Renee, thank you. This compartment here, whenever you see a roll top, it's waterproof. Whenever you see a zip, it's not waterproof. So in here, documents and money, passports, carnet de passage, visas, all that sort of stuff. I've got a rag in there for some reason. My tablet that has been on the phone, on the bike. I don't think I'll use it on the bike anymore, but for editing and watching movies or YouTube or anything, it's invaluable. Headache pills, quick access, toilet paper, quick access. And that's it. There's 1 more compartment here, which is a zip, which is obviously not waterproof. Sorry, 2 more compartments, because there is 1 in here. One-handed. I watch people on YouTube do stuff one-handed. passport, credit cards in that roll top, waterproof, and also I have a whole bunch of earplugs for when I sit on the freeway and I don't want to go deaf. And down here I have my water bottle. This is a Grail. You might have seen it in some of the videos. It is awesome. It just looks like a regular water bottle, but it filters water. Just scoop up some water from a stream or even a hotel, press down, and it filters. And then it stays there. You can take it with you. So if you want to have a look at that, it's the Grail. And the last thing in here is my satellite texting machine. When I have no reception and I need to tell my family that I've made it to a hotel safe and sound, put this outside, locks onto satellites, and you can have a conversation. Okay, it's now time to do riding gear. From the bottom to the top, these are my boots, Pannier SG12s. They are full motocross boots. They're heavy, but the protection is second to none. In my opinion, if you're riding off-road, and I mean any off-road, you need the best protection on your feet you can get, and that's with motocross boots. You don't have to have Pannier SG12s. You can have Alpine Star Tech 7s, Tech 10s, but if you're riding in a boot that says Adventure on it, it doesn't offer enough protection, and in my opinion, it's the wrong boot to go for. If you're adventure riding and going off-road, get motocross boots. If you don't, I don't give a shit, because I don't care what you do. It's just my opinion. Pants. I've got a thermal liner for when it's really cold. Only maybe worn it twice I think. Pants wise, I've got Adventure Spec. Oh, I forgot what they're called. I think they're called Atacama. Adventure Spec's an English company. I selected to go for in the boot pants, so the pants go in the boot. You can get one that goes over the boot, but I prefer in the boot because I like to show off my fancy coloured Pannier SG12s. Okay, my motorcycle jacket, which always gets worn. Basically I wear a jacket for a little bit of foam protection in the elbows and shoulders, and abrasive protection. If you slide down the road, it shouldn't rip. But this whole jacket from Adventure Spec in England is made of mesh, so it adds no warmth at all, which is very important on a hot day. The very least I wear is a running jersey. It's an adult Adidas jersey, very, very thin Adidas jersey, and the jacket up to 40 degrees. That's what I'm wearing. As soon as we get down to about 20 degrees, I add a thermal liner. This is a merino skin made in Oakley, Victoria. Obviously I will put the t-shirt over the top, because if it's warm when I stop and I want to take this thermal liner off, I can put the t-shirt on and I'm not naked. From there I go to an Adventure Spec puffy jacket. I'm not sponsored by Adventure Spec, but if they'd like to send me some stuff, no problem. I'm on my way to London, they can give me stuff. So I've got one more layer, which is my rain jacket. And once I've got, which blocks the wind, also blocks the rain, but blocks the wind. So that is, what do we got? 5 layers. Thermal, t-shirt, puffy jacket, main jacket, and then my rain jacket, which I'll show you, which is packed in my panniers. And I mix and match those 5 layers to stay warm or stay cool. I'm ready to do the panniers, but it seems like here in downtown Erzincan It's called a prayer time. Give me a minute. We'll let that finish and then we'll get on with the review and the packing and whatever it is. Has he finished? Oh, what? He's carrying on. Do you think he's waiting for me to go and do prayers? He'll be waiting for a while. Is that it, bro? Oh, there was a bing bong. Maybe that's it. Alright, we'll give this a shot. Pannier 1. 3 buckles on the OS system. 1, 2, 3. And because it's roll top, it's waterproof. I have some tape, a big water tape. That's too much. Waterproof pants. A first aid kit. Now I won't go through this, everyone does their own stuff, but there's some sanitizer, some bandage, some cleansing wipes, some scissors, some preparation. I don't know how to use this. Jane knows how to use it, I don't. And lots of band-aids. You've got to have some sort of first aid kit. Spare pair of summer gloves. A puncture repair kit. Probably too much in there, but that's what I've got. Then I have 1 spare tube front. 1 spare tube rear. 1 spare tube front. I haven't had a puncture yet, touch wood. A bunch of cable ties. A electric USB charged pump. Turn that puppy on. Hit the go button. Somehow. Got to keep it fully charged or it won't work. Pump your tyres up. A lighter for starting fires. Tyre levers to get your tyre off, to change your flat tyre. Tools. Ear plugs for playing music directly into your ears. Ear mold plugs, custom made for my ears. Turn that off. While we're at it, tools. Bead buddy for changing tyres. That's for getting the rear tyre off, which that's for getting the front wheel off with that, and that's for getting the rear wheel off. I have a spare front brake lever and clutch lever. Spark plug changer. I think that's a preload adjuster for my front suspension forks. A link of chain. A chain breaker to fix chains. And an adapter for the front end there. That's that one. Rag. Various spanners here. A bit of steel weld, never used one of those. Screwdriver. And in here is basically just all my bits. Small knife, which is handy. Allen keys, and just a few bits and bobs and bolts and fuses and tire tube core remover. And that's it for Pannier 1. While I'm packing away here, it's important to only use this toolkit even when you're home on your bike. If you need something else, maybe you need to add it. If you don't use anything in here, maybe you need to get rid of it. But for tools, they're not tools. That's a waste of time. I like that. That's not a tool. That is it. Pannier 2. These are 12 litres each and waterproof. They have a removable liner. This white thing comes out should you want to get it out. Waterproof jacket. So this is my 5th layer of top. It acts as a great windbreak. So when I put it over my mesh jacket, I'm waterproof and wind blocked. Most adventure gear has layers that to me don't make sense. If you're outside, the last item on your clothing, if that's a waterproof liner, you're gonna be hot. If it's not a waterproof liner, when it rains, you're gonna be wet. Just my thoughts. If you don't like them, get stuffed. This is a lock. You put it around your front disc and it's alarmed, so it makes a large noise when someone tries to steal your bike. A bit of rope for a clothesline or for towing me out of somewhere. These are my winter gloves. All my gloves are made by a company called Five. I don't know why, but they only make gloves and they're very good. I have some grease, haven't used it. Might be handy if I'm putting a tire back on, grease up the tire. I have a bit of WD-40 which I'm running out of. That's what I use on the chain. Spray it down, clean it off, wipe it off. Some spare straps. Should something break in this system, I can still strap the bags to the bike, or I can strap that fuel bladder to the bike should I need that. Just a few spares in here. Oh look, more cords. I didn't know I had that. See, that's a waste. You can, if I need those, you can buy them. I'm in Turkey now. Some gloves, oil filter gasket, some gloves. You'll notice I'm heading towards Istanbul and I'll probably spend a few days there, and I'm gonna post back a lot of stuff. I don't need to carry this much stuff, especially when I'm now in the Turkey and more access to stuff. Loctite, air filter oil, various nuts and bolts. Used that once. And here's the big item that everyone's gonna laugh at, but these is my spares. And this, a lot of this is going back. This was gonna mount on my bike with my torch, but then I put a spotlight on my bike, and this is pretty much redundant. I have 2 oil filters. Some of these things that go on the end of your grip so your hands don't hurt. I have a spare charger that goes on for my navigation. It's from Quadlock. When you put your phone on and click on, it automatically or wirelessly charges your phone. I've got a spare one. Do I need it? Shit, I don't know. Rear wheel bearings. Head stem bearings. A spare charger cable that charges on the bike, USB charger. A spare clip should one break. A spare ram mount to go on the handlebars should I need it. A gear lever. No, not the gear lever, that's a gear lever. Brake lever. I already bent my current brake lever in that crash in Kyrgyzstan, but I just bent it straight back. Chain links, 2 spare chain links. Spare fuel filters. Now I don't know if I'm going to use that. I've got to take the tank off and the fuel pump out to be able to install that, and that's a big issue. Spark plug, that's pretty smart to take. Rear brake pads. Spare grips, they're going to go on tomorrow. Spare fork seals. Should I blow a fork seal? The Honda is renowned to blow fork seals, but mine seem good, touch wood. Another spare clipper doozy. 2 spare ram mounts for where my mirrors mount. And in fact, the current mirrors I've hooked on so tight the balls have squashed, so they'll be used. This little jigger tightens and loosens my 3 ram mounts on the bike, the mirrors and the phone holder. Front wheel bearings. Another USB charging jigger. Front 14 tooth sprocket. And here are the front brake pads. Complete clutch pack. Overkill maybe. Spare front and rear sprockets. For some reason I've got another spare pair of what looks like front brake pads. Now that is heavy. I'm going to put some of that stuff on tomorrow, and then I'm going to cull this and post it home. Or I'll hopefully find someone in Istanbul or Greece who can hold on to all this stuff. Should I need something, I'll ring him. He can express post that to me. I'll have it in 2 days, put it in and keep going. And if I don't need anything, he can put it all together and post it to Australia. That is everything on my bike. Only thing next is show you my bike. Okay, I'm at my bike, as you can see. I'm out and about here. It's quite embarrassing filming this shit, but I will give it a shot. Let me just double check. Hello. Double check you can see my bike and what I'm pointing at. They're all good there. I'm gonna start at the back, and the reason I'm doing this now is because BMW police. Fancy. The reason I'm doing this now is because straight after this the bike's going to mechanic and get a bit of a looking over. Starting at the very back, this is a Mitas EO7. It's a 130 section tyre, so for this motorcycle it is a big heavy tyre. As you can see, it's starting to get ripped up, but in the last few days I've been doing lots of skids trying to ruin it because I'm getting new ones tomorrow. It is awesome. 11,000 Ks and it's still got plenty of wear to go. It's probably a 15,000 K tyre. It's awesome in everything except mud. But you saw my crash in Kyrgyzstan. That clay would have clogged up any tyre. When I get home and get an adventure bike, I'm gonna run this because it's value for money. They last and last and last. This is a tail tidy. I think the normal one comes down here. I bought this bike used, 6 months old with 3,000 Ks. It was because it was during COVID. You couldn't get them, you had to order them. And I needed to get one prepped. So I bought this one used with a few bits of stuff on it, which is great. Tail tidy done. Marching back here. This is a B&B rear rack. Probably the third most important thing. You've got to have a rear rack. If you can't put stuff up here, you're stuffed. This is made in Ballarat, Australia. Doesn't matter which one you get, or it probably does. B&B is the best stuff. So you buy that. Standard chain and sprockets, standard gearing. I've tried different gearing. I tried a 43 on the back, I didn't like it, so I think we're 1440 DID X-Ring 3 chain. Where are we? This thing here I just put on at the end to hold my bag so it doesn't flap in and out. There's normally a toolbox here, but I didn't like it and it came loose and it was going to break, so I took it off. I've left my helmet lock on here, which looks like it's rusting. I have used that and it's pretty good. It needs some WD-40. Coming back this way, I had foot pegs here for the rear passenger, but there's no rear passenger, so I put these little loops on, and that's what I attach my luggage to. The biggest deficiency with this bike is the rear shock. So that is a Rally Raid level 2 rear shock. It was on the bike when I bought it, but I have ridden a bike that's stock. For anyone above 60 kilos and intermediate rider, you've got to replace that. But once you do, then the suspension is awesome. I've removed the kickstand sensor. Normally when you put the bike in gear and the stand's down, it cuts out, but I hate that. I like to take off and kick the stand back at the same time. I've actually snuck it back up here, and I can use it as an anti-theft device. If I do a little switch around here, as soon as you click it into gear, the bike will die. We're about here. Seat concept seat. This seat concept seat's actually off the Rally version. I bought a adapter from some bloke in America under there. It's a bigger seat than the L, and it fits and looks better. In my mind, this is the second most important mod. That rear shock is the first thing you got to do. This is the second thing you got to do if you're doing long Ks. It's comfortable. It's a big wide seat for your bum. Really good. These foot pegs, I'll say, would be equal third with the B&B bash plate. The stock foot pegs are no good. These are much bigger and wider, and to add to that, they're actually lower. And for a taller person, I'm about 6 foot, they're awesome. Nice and big platform and lower than normal. That looks like it's aftermarket, but I didn't put it on there. I have a speedo healer in here. If you ever change your tires or whatever, the speedo goes out. So I've got a little computer system in under here so that my speedo, I've checked with the GPS, is spot on. Bash plate under here is plastic Acerbis. I would have gone a steel B&B, but it was already on the bike and it's been fine. Fuel tanks aftermarket. The standard one's about 7 or 8 litres. This one's 13.5 or 14 litres. Absolute, well, sorry, it's more important than anything else. It gives me a fuel range of about 300 to 400 Ks, depending how I go. 300 to 400 Ks, and to be honest, yeah, that's the most important thing. And then the shock, and then the seat. That's a lockable gas cap, but I never keep it locked. Woo, don't stand up quick, you get head spins. This is my navigation mount. I don't have my phone with me, but it just clicks on and then it is auto charging. I have steel hand guards under here, and these Hippo hands have been awesome. Keep your hands warm in the cold, and when it rains, your hands stay dry. I was going to send that back with everything else, but I think I'll keep them on because they don't get in the way and they don't do anything wrong. As you can see, my grips are dying. We'll put those new ones on tomorrow. Pro Taper pillow grips. These are what's called double take mirrors. The beauty of these is they're just sitting on ball mounts, so if I have a crash, bang, that just moves out of the way. It doesn't break anything, and you just push it back and Bob's your auntie's uncle and you're still going. This is a Screens for Bike screen. If you're in America, you're not going to be able to get one of these because these are made in Melbourne. Another Australian company, Steedy. This was $100, and I installed it myself. It flutters around a little bit here, but you just press your button, bang, and it's on. The only thing, I've got it wired straight to the battery. The only bad thing is if someone sees that button and flicks that on overnight, my battery will drain and my bike won't start. You can probably, this isn't supposed to be like this, something's happened, but when I hit the donkey, that's my damage. It doesn't line up. You can see these holes don't line up. Maybe the mechanic man can have a look at that. Front tyre, Australian company, Motos, dual venture, I think it's called a Motos Tractionator dual venture tube type. As you can see, it's got plenty in it. That's a 15,000k front tyre, and it's a proper knobby. It's awesome. The tyre I'm getting tomorrow is not as off-road focused as this, but they're sold in as a pair, so I've got to buy them as a pair. The rear one I'm getting is a little bit more off-road focused than that, but the same tyre, Midas EO7. It's just a plus. If I could get another one of those, I would, but they're going to be hard to find in Turkey, being an Aussie tyre. When I get home and get my adventure bike, that is the tyre combo I'm going to run. What have I forgotten? What have I forgotten? Standard ECU, standard exhaust. Two reasons for that. You saw in one of my videos, I'm pouring petrol in here out of a jug or a Coke bottle. The petrol I've had in all the stands is suboptimal, and if you've got a highly strung motor, something's going to happen. And secondly, if you're on your bike for 20,000 Ks in 4 months, you want it as quiet as possible. Look, you want it as quiet as possible. So I've left the standard exhaust on. It's nice and quiet, but it is ugly and it's heavy. But I prefer quiet and reliable. I think I've got everything, if I haven't. Now, the elephant in the room is this is a 24 horsepower motorbike. It's underpowered. Would I like a little bit more power? Yes. Do I need a little bit more power? No. At no point in this whole 11,000 Ks that I've done through 8 different countries have I been frustrated with the lack of power. Often I'm sitting in 6th gear with this wide open at 100 Ks an hour for hours. But sometimes it's fun to ride an underpowered bike fast than a fast bike slow. You do not need more power. A little bit more power would be nice. Oh, another thing I forgot while I'm here. Front forks, also upgraded to Rally Raid level 2. That was a $1,250 upgrade. Wasn't quite worth it, but if you're going on a big trip like that, you've got to do something to the front, and that's as good as you can get. If suspension wise on this bike, for me, is absolutely perfect. If you try and get this bike in the air, you're going to find the limits of the suspension straight away, but it's just plush and soaks everything up and is stable. And for me, that's what allows you to ride fast. Good suspension allows you to keep a fast trail pace, not power. And if you're a motorbike head and you watched Aaron Ryman's video, he proved that horsepower means nothing. He rode a 40-year-old bike versus a new bike, and there's half a second difference over a 400-meter race. I think that's everything. Hello. I've probably missed something, but I've tried to be as thorough as I can. Hopefully that's of some news to you, or if you're a motorbike rider, that might help you look at a CRF. If you're a family and friends, that's probably bored the shit out of you for the last half hour. But I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.